do tend to
I
lie.
have started my recording now.
My recording
the
started
For the record,
when I started this whole call.
that's fantastic.
Actually, I didn't. I'm going to
Ooh.
record starting now.
I hate you so much.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Spittin' Game.
I like that intro. You should be the guy. We should just have you do it every time.
And then have a noise like two.
Not numbering
Put-
episodes yet because we're making a lot of.
Patooey.
There's a lot of stuff we're
Subscribe.
organizing back and forth.
There's a lot of noobism
I
going
can't
on.
necessarily say that this is episode anything yet.
Especially King Anubis over here.
This is a episode,
In Anubis.
This is a 8 episode?
a brand Nubian episode.
Nubian.
What?
Doesn't that mean like Nubian?
We're gonna let that one go. Yeah, use the word to define the word. It's a Nubian.
It's
Like
Nubian, newish, kind of new episode.
We're gonna go from there.
Yes,
I'm gonna say yes.
yes,
Awesome.
I started it. Got the ball rolling.
You got my balls rolling.
Balls
Roll 'em
don't
up.
roll.
Balls don't roll.
They bounce.
All right, guys. Welcome again, as Nelson said. Eat some balls. I'm gonna be cutting a lot of this. Watch. This is gonna be my practice for how much I cut in, because that's my next study in editing. Today we're gonna hit you off with some news.
So I should just randomly say shit we can't say.
No. Don't make my job any harder than what it has to be.
We are
I
literally
can't
in the early
do it.
processes of learning how to edit, and we do not need you,
Processes.
Making
making that
this
process
tougher.
harder.
Today we're just gonna be talking about some news that has been going on. It's fairly light in the landscape of gaming right now with news. Normally, E3's on the horizon. We all know why that's not going on. So how it basically happens is you get less news because everybody's holding back for these big shows. And there are less and less of these big shows and more tiny little shows or just drips of game information. And with that, actually just brings me to the very first topic. Ubisoft, who we've been hearing a lot from, actually. They haven't really been quiet. They've been talking a lot. They had a
A lot
show
of
with
trash.
You've been
They had
showing us a lot of gameplay footage.
Some good, some bad.
a lot of gameplay footage going on from them, right?
I mean, the
What?
game is playing.
Hmm.
I guess they
You
like a play on words.
didn't lie completely.
So the first thing, Ubisoft announced a new show in the absence of E3. The show is going to be titled Ubisoft Forward. I guess that's like a going forward kind of thing. It's going to air on the 12th of July, and it's being touted as an E3 style showcase with, quote, exclusive reveals, gameplay, and according to them, much more. That's going to be at 8 p.m. London,
Much
England
more.
time. That's about 5 hours ahead of Eastern Standard Time. I did the math before. What was that?
What is
3
that? That's
p.m.?
like 1 o'clock in the morning?
We don't trust your math.
Yeah,
Well, they're ahead of us by 5
Yeah.
hours.
they're in the future. Yeah,
So it's at 8. I think that's 3 p.m. I'm sure we can. Yeah, I think
Wait,
that's 3
8?
p.m.
I'll
Their
check
show
it
is
out.
8 p.m. London. They're 5 hours ahead,
Oh, okay, I got you. So 3 o'clock here.
right?
3
3 p.m. And it's gonna be, I believe that's gonna be on Twitch, maybe.
Yeah.
Don't quote me on that one. I think it's gonna be on Twitch, but we're definitely gonna be looking at that. With that, it actually brings me to a really good topic of the lack of E3 and how do you feel about that? And I'm gonna start off by saying this: I haven't felt like E3 has been too exciting in the last 2 years. So although I wait for it and I watch it, I don't really remember the last 2 years um, leaving so much of a crazy impression on me. Of course there were games that were great to watch. I don't know if Last of Us was announced 2 years ago. I think it was 3 years ago. So that was
Probably.
probably the last time when Sony had a really good show, a really
The
great show.
last, yeah, the last good show was when they announced, in my
Ghost of
opinion, was
Tsushima.
when Ghost of Tsushima, when they announced Shadow Colossus remake.
Yeah.
Um, there was some other. There was maybe Last of Us was there. Maybe Death Stranding.
Uh,
So maybe God of War. Like, so it's been a while. Like it's definitely
it's
been
been
a while.
it's been a couple years since we had like a E3 that was super exciting. Like
Yeah.
you were left like, okay, yeah, things are
Can't even
things are
remember
looking great.
when.
You're our guy that
It's been a while. It's been like probably like 4 years.
um so with that said, you have these smaller showcases, or we're going to have these smaller showcases, and for me, I mean, I think that's a really really awesome thing that can be really good. My only issue is that they trickle it out, and it's so sporadic, it's so random. I don't. I feel like you get these news pieces and you don't know when to watch these shows. If it's not a Microsoft show that's announced in advance. Luckily, Ubisoft actually gave a date and talked about it, but I feel like recently you just get a lot of these little announcements, and the state of play was never really good for me. I'm not the biggest fan of Nintendo's Treehouse, Funhouse,
Yeah,
House
yeah,
of
Treehouse.
something, Treehouse. Um, Although they're not terrible, and they're getting better as time goes on. I just don't like the whole Nintendo-y, thing about them. It feels like it should be like a kid show sometimes, but they've gotten better, as I said. Uh, what are you guys' thoughts on no E3 and all these companies creating their own little
um,
shows?
E3, like you said, like E3 hasn't been um the kind of like standard for reviews and stuff for a little while. But I mean, I wouldn't say that they've been like complete garbage,
No.
but like the past couple years we didn't really get like anything that, and even when we did see things that seemed to look great, when it came out, they were not that great. So a perfect example is Recore. Like when we first saw like the gameplay for Recore, like we was like, oh shit, this new IP is exclusive on Xbox. Kenji Inafune is on it, like he's the one. And then when it came out, it was kind of just like not the best, like none of his best work. And as far as like all the other small companies, sometimes they have better things than like the big shows. Like example, Bethesda, even though their last show was complete garbage, but they had that I forgot the name of the game, but it was a Shinji Mikami game with like
Oh, I know what
the
you're talking about. That was actually the
ghost.
shining moment of that show.
Yeah, and we haven't heard nothing else from it. But it just showed they show like a cinematic or whatever, and coming off the heels of Evil Within 1 and 2, I was like, oh, this looks super dope. And you know, but again, that solidifies the point of how they show certain things that we get excited, and then there's like radio silence, or when it comes out, we don't, it's not what as advertised. And Ubisoft, for the most part, honestly, like I'm looking forward to some things that they have, like Watch Dogs,
Oh,
Legion,
for sure.
right? Hopefully they could show it, give us a
The
release
God
date.
game. What's the God game?
You're talking about, I don't know the name of that shit.
I'm gonna look that up.
Skull and Bones,
Skull and Bones.
right?
Oh,
Black
that was
Of
Flag.
course,
Separate
of
game.
the
course,
real Sea of Thieves, right?
yeah, of course, Valhalla. Like, I'm sure that some, me not so much because I'm just starting to play like these big, massive open world Assassin's Creed, like Origins and stuff like that. But I think Origins is a dope game, and I'm looking forward to that. And yeah, that's it. Like, I mean, like you
The
said
game
earlier,
was Gods
Nintendo.
and Monsters, by the way. I'm very
Oh,
excited
okay.
about that game.
Like Nintendo's Treehouse thing, like the only thing about those shows is that they're just super boring.
Yeah.
As far as like presentation, but the content that they have sometimes is awesome. Like they show some
Yeah.
cool shit.
That's the
But
only saving grace. The content is great, but the
yeah, but
actual
just
show
like the
part is
presentation
terrible.
and all that, it's
It
like
might
super whack. So
it might be fantastic this time. Reggie's gone.
I never, yeah,
But
but I didn't really have a
Reggie,
problem with
Reggie for
Reggie. He
the
was
I don't
usually
know,
behind the
Reggie for the
scenes.
company is fine, but when he's in those videos, and I'm like, dude, what are you doing?
But
They're
Reggie's a puppet.
cringe, but yeah,
Yeah,
they're cringe, but still, like the dude, he's had, this is totally off topic, but he's had some like peaks and valleys because he was there with the whole Wii U era.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? So and then with the Switch, he had up. Well, first he started down here with the Wii U, then Switch up. But yeah, like as far as that stuff, like yeah, I'm looking
yeah. That's what I'm
forward
saying.
to
Behind the
see.
scenes or whatever, he was great, but
I'm looking forward to seeing what these companies have, and hopefully it's some stuff that's coming out sooner rather than later. And if you have a game that you're gonna announce and it's supposed to be coming out, don't show me nothing and then say it's 2 years, 3 years down the line.
Yeah, that's
That's the
definitely one
only
of the
problem.
downfalls about all these shows when it's 2, 3, and that's being liberal. 2, 3
back when they're just
years.
like
It could be
available
4.
now
It could be 5. Right. Those are the best. Oh, this
Mhm.
game looks awesome. You can download it now. You know,
on your
uh,
phones.
this could be a real shining moment for some of these companies because E3. The flip side is it could be so convoluted, so eclectic that your show, your video, your game doesn't get enough moment on the stage. So this could be a little bit of both. You know, maybe this opportunity is something that'll change the way you view one of those games down the line. With that, I'm gonna go to some more news. You got Ghost of Tsushima, which is gonna have a state of play. Which,
Yeah,
in
I'm
my
looking
opinion,
forward to that.
I'm
I'm looking
looking
forward to
forward
that.
to it as well. But in my opinion, the state of plays they have not been that entertaining either. I think for the most part, the way I view it is everyone that's gone off to do their own show, that tries to do this E3 type of show, state of play, treehouse. I don't think Microsoft has anything. They're
Oh,
probably the
there's this
most
called
successful.
Xbox 2020.
Well, no,
Well,
no,
they
no.
have
Before that, they
they
have
have
like a
their own
weekly
show.
one
They
or
have this
monthly
week
one.
on Xbox. They
Which
have this week on
they
Xbox,
do
which
it pretty
is
well.
like yeah, no, it's no more than like 8 minutes
Yeah.
every Friday. They drop an episode, and then they have Inside Xbox, which is almost like they have like a 2 hour show. And I'm not sure if it could be like every month they have that. And
Right.
those shows are cool, but they mostly focus on like in-house stuff,
Yeah. Which
So
is, I mean, that's the point of all this.
yeah,
I'm hoping that Ghost of Tsushima State of Play is great, and it's tomorrow. I do not know a time. I am definitely gonna be hunting that down after,
I'm gonna check Twitter after all
but
this
it's on May
and see.
14th. Because I'm very interested in that game, and it's a month away, and that's gonna be great. In some other news, Activision announced, for those who played this back in the day, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2 as a bundle, not just a port or a HD remake. It looks to me from the ground up redone, and it sounds like with the same soundtrack. So a lot of people who
Yeah,
play this game,
yeah, it has the same soundtrack.
the
Yeah.
soundtrack is a big deal. I know that when I watched the
Yeah,
trailer, it was
Jerry was a race car driver.
Jerry was a race car driver. So that's pretty interesting. I mean, I don't know how well that's gonna go over now.
That was
Mm,
Nelson's favorite game.
We did play it a lot.
we played a lot when it first came out,
We
but
played a
that was
lot
like we stopped at what 2?
for sure.
It's
One
a
of the things I wanted to
nightmare.
talk about is we spoke about the 2020 show. Richie had his nice little commentary on his thoughts on the aftermath of that. Um, But one of the things that
Worst
they
show ever.
clarified, and when I say they, I mean Aaron Greenberg, who he stated,
And I quote,
well, I should actually let me take a step back. Assassin's Creed announced, or Ubisoft announced for Assassin's Creed Valhalla that it will be 30 frames per second on the Xbox Series X.
Series
So
X.
digging into that a little bit, I am greatly disappointed. I'm hoping that this is one of those undersells that,
Sorry, Dad.
yeah, I'm disappointed. I'm
But
disappointed.
before you even go any further, let's clear this up too. Like, this isn't a Microsoft
No,
issue,
it's definitely not a
right?
Microsoft thing.
This is not a testament to their hardware
No.
on a, because that's the thing. People get oh the Xbox
Xbox
Series
is
is trash. It
trash.
can't
Can't even
it can't
handle
run
60 frames.
right?
So my
So
disappointment is not with Microsoft. It is
that has nothing to do with them.
with Ubisoft. So with that said, I will state this. Microsoft cleared up something, and I'm pretty sure it's because of that statement and what everybody's thinking. They stated that 60 frames per second is the standard for Series X. It's the standard. And it's not the requirement. And they never been the type to state that you have to hold a frames per second from start to finish. But they basically said 60 frames per second is the
Go to Digital
standard.
Foundry, go to their YouTube channel, and they're gonna let you all know all that shit. They're the
Okay.
best. I'm just saying.
Like,
I mean,
subscribe,
those are
Yeah.
hard
hit the
facts that they
notification
tell.
bell.
So
Yeah,
there is
Subscribe
no.
below and then subscribe on there. So.
and you know that it differs from game to game.
Of course. So
So
with those statements clear, as you said, I'm not upset at Microsoft. I'm
yeah,
upset at Ubisoft because for many reasons. And the first glaring reason is this is not a
Ubisoft.
next gen game. It's not.
yeah, it's not. Yeah,
It's not.
it's
As a matter of fact, it's really hard uh, right now to tell you what is a next gen game. I don't know because of things like smart delivery and the vagueness of both consoles and developers. And smart delivery for me is kind of blurring the lines. So a lot of these developers are taking advantage of that, and that's great. I want to be able to play my game everywhere. I want to buy it once and have it throughout all my consoles. It's a beautiful, beautiful system. But with that said, Ubisoft is not a next gen Ubisoft Assassin's Creed Valhalla is not a next gen title. However, you're able to play it on Series X for sure, and you're able to take advantage of some of that system's power. I don't know everything yet. Definitely know faster load times. That's the only thing I can guarantee you right now. But other than that, 30 frames per second is a huge disappointment to me.
that's probably the only thing that you're gonna be able to take advantage as far as having right, because if it's being developed on current hardware now and it's 30 FPS, right? And when you get it on the Series X and it's supposed to optimize the game, right? Supposed to make it better in a lot of ways. But if it's not running at a higher frame rate on the Series X, then the only thing you're gonna be able to get out of having it there is probably faster load time and it just running better.
The only thing that I can guess is they probably lock it at 30. I'm not a developer. I'm only guessing here. But as a gamer, when you start to drop frame rates or gain frame rates, you that's when you really notice
Yeah,
the changes. That's when it's jarring to your eyes. That's when you're
stuttering and all
sometimes
that shit.
uncomfortable. Yeah, sometimes it's not a good picture when it's jumping frames. So possibly they lock it at 30 because not that they cannot go higher, but it's probably doesn't stay at whatever it is that would be high 40. Because what we hear, all we hear as freaking gamers is it's either at 30 or
Excuse
60. As a PC user, you definitely hear all types of numbers, but everything in between,
unlocked.
right,
Yeah,
doesn't
unlocked.
doesn't particularly matter. If you're going 156 frames per second, Nelson, do I care after 60? As a council person talking
He's
to
he's
a
gonna
PC
say
guy,
yeah. He's
Yeah.
gonna say yeah.
No, well, no. I mean, after 60 frames, really, like most people won't even notice the difference. But
reeling
So
uh,
what
it
do you
back.
got? What else you got?
That really honestly is
um,
the end
can
of
I?
it for me.
I think I found something that might be a little juicy. I remember reading about it a long time ago, and I never followed up on it.
Found
Is
it in
the
my pants.
potential? I did not find it in your pants. The potential of a new SOCOM.
Ooh, that sounds like trash.
So I
That's a
want to
Sony trash.
say
So.
it could be, except
Imagine
um,
it isn't.
it's a second. If I'm correct from what I've been reading, rumor wise, a secondary team at Guerrilla Games is making it, and it's their newest acquisition of people are Rainbow Six designers.
I'm interested.
Wait,
Yes.
who the last SOCOM 4 was made by who?
Wasn't it Guerrilla Games as well?
Yeah, but
Was
maybe
it?
because I know
The good ones was Zipper.
Zipper was the original
was
guys.
done by Slant Six.
So
Oh, I heard that was good though. Actually,
Zipper was before them.
Confrontation.
I
yeah,
think
That's the
Slant
one that
Six.
Drew used to like love to play. It was
I
on
heard that one
online
was
only.
good. Yeah, I heard that one was good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the rumors is that this one is called Coalition, and it was supposed to be like a 2020 thing, but yeah, they got where is it? So they got 2 years ago they got Rainbow Six Siege director Simon LaRouche to join the studio,
Is
and
that Drew?
uh,
Hold
Drew.
on. Is that a Swedish Drew? Hold on.
Swedish Jew
Simon LaRouche.
Simon LaRouche, and
Simon
Siege designer Chris Lee.
Le Rouge. How do you
So
spell Rouge? Oh, I see.
they have some Rainbow Six guys on there that I mean this is all rumor, but listen, if there's anything
Rumors are
that got
cool.
us if there's anything that got us into competitive online shooting it's SOCOM.
It definitely for me.
SOCOM
And
started
Star Citizen.
and Star Citizen that started its development back in
No,
Wing
Star
Commander.
Citizen is
Wing
going to get
Commander.
us into cryo chambers so that we can play it. So
Hey! I just played 3.9 alpha, and it's as broken as 3.8 was. So
and 3.7.
and 3.7, 3.6 worked okay. 3.5 broke.
Ah,
Uh,
ese juego no sale ya.
hey! Listen, I will not allow this. Mute everybody. Now, yeah.
Anybody else got anything on the docket today?
Nah, I mean,
It's been a slow week.
for next time though, it'd be cool that maybe we could talk about Operation Steel Wave or whatever it is
Oh, that's right, Rainbow Six.
for
If
Rainbow
for
Six.
those of you
I
out
thought
there
you,
that do not know,
I honestly, dead ass thought you were doing another Star Citizen joke. I was gonna
We
say that's
gotta
fucked up.
do we gotta do
It
a
sounded like a
whole
conspiracy CIA plan to me.
we gotta do like a
Operation
whole
Steel
Rainbow
Curtains.
Six Rainbow Six
yes.
segment.
And for those
Yeah.
out there, I was before I was so rudely interrupted by Puppet Master. For those out there that
You asked me the question.
for those out there that do not know, Rainbow Six is mine's, Richie's, and Cheeto bread and
Favorite
butter.
LBGTQ.
It's not our favorite. Well, it's my favorite. It's Richie's
It's my favorite. It's
favorite.
definitely my favorite.
Cheeto, he's there, but he's good.
Yeah, he's just there.
But he's good. And
I'm
Nelson,
happy to be here.
I am a pro level cheerleader in that goddamn game. You can't say shit about that because I watch
Nelson
a
hates
lot.
stress.
I really
That should give you all the answers there. But Rainbow
I
Six,
think that game is awesome. I just
we
gets
right.
me itchy to play it.
It doesn't get me itchy.
But you
It
play
doesn't get us itchy.
Warzone. I think Warzone is even more stressful.
That's battle royale. That's different. I don't mean even anxiety. I just mean like the everything behind Rainbow is.
I mean, Rainbow's
Well,
not
I can't
for,
explain it.
you know,
Hey, Rainbow is one of a
Rainbow's
kind.
not for everybody,
Thing,
but
so
it's
it's like
but
Rainbow's
it's
not for
super
everybody.
unique. But with that said,
my team
that's our bread and
sucks.
butter. Oh my lord, that's our bread and butter. We could go. We could actually talk about this for hours, hours,
For
hours,
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 yeah.
hours, hours. So we definitely are going to, with your point, uh, spend some time discussing the landscape of Rainbow Six,
Yeah.
those kinds of
And
things,
super
changes.
quick, like if anybody's interested, I don't know if either Mike or Nelson could do it. If you guys are interested, we play Rainbow Six a lot. We stream it. We're gonna see if we could link our Twitch channels and Mixer channels to this video, maybe this video when it comes out, so that way you guys could hook up with us on Twitch or Mixer, and maybe we could squad up or whatever, or just support the
Definitely,
stream or
we
whatever.
need
Only
good
if you put up
players,
walls. You
Yeah.
don't put up
and you gotta put up
So
walls.
walls,
And
The
if you
price
don't
of
put
we
up
don't
admission.
walls,
play games.
there's two
yeah,
requirements: walls and pick up your damn armor.
Walls.
yeah.
Walls.
Yeah, man. So that yeah, with that I'm good.
So I'm going to say this has been another podcast. We're not going to call them episodes at this moment. It's been another nice little podcast, spitting game here. If you like what you see, definitely subscribe. We're
We
gonna
like
have
it.
more coming your way. We're setting up the site, so bear with us. We're gonna have all the
Yeah,
cute
we
little
just
things.
started.
Yeah, I'm gonna have links to, like as he said, our my Twitch account, his Twitch account, and it'll have links to our names and PSNs and Xbox
All
usernames. You
that.
can reach out, all that stuff. Uh, Anybody else? No.
Oh, don't forget to reinforce your walls.
Don't forget to reinforce your walls.
Hmm. Put your walls up.
All right.
Put
Alright?
your walls up,
Aight.
I. Hey, walls.
Everybody stay safe out there. Wash your hands too. Put up your walls and wash your hands.
Put up your
Word
walls in
up.
real life. 6 foot
Wash your
walls.
walls.
Later.
Walls of
Alright,
6
we
feet.
out.